Hello there, this is Dave Allen for Good and Geeky, and we're looking at another way of putting objects inside other objects and doing a design in Affinity Designer. This is what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to get our pen tool, and I'm going to start over here, going to move down to here, put a curve into it, and I'm going to continue that curve, come back up here, and then close it. Then I'm going to go to the node editing tool and put it exactly where I want it. Now I want it over here, and I want to have that curve go a bit more around like that. And on this one here, I need this one to be curved as well, so let's bring that round over there. This is not a very precise design, so it doesn't really matter how close I do it. So that's one of the background colours that we're going to put in there, and I want to have a couple of others in there as well. So let's just move on to the next one and go back to the pen tool again, and this time I'm going to start over here, and then I'm going to go to there, get that there, and then back round to the start again, towards the start, and then finish it off. And then I'm going to go to the node editing tool and get it a little bit more the way I want it. The bit that's the important part is inside the letter S, not outside it. So, and sometimes you might need to do a bit of messing about with changes of these nodes, changing from a sharp node to a smooth node. This one here, for instance, that's a sharp one there, but that's okay. That's pretty much as I want it. Now I don't want the overlap over the two of those there, but I want it to be exactly next to each other. So what I need to do is a bit of a cookie cutter. The best way to do this is to do that one there, which is the one that I'm going to use as the cookie cutter. I'm going to do Command J so that it's a copy. Then I'm going to select the other one, so let's select the other one. So I've got them both selected now, and I'm going to go up to this menu up here, and I'm going to do a subtract. And that is just the way I want it. So let's select that one first, put a colour into that one there, and go for that purpley sort of colour. And then we'll go to this one here, put in an orange. Okay, so that's kind of the way I want it. The next thing to do is to put it so it goes inside the S. So let's go to our layers panel, and I'm going to select that one and then that one as well, and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to drag it so that it is on top of that one there. So now you can see that the curves are inside of the S and nothing is showing on the outside of it. Cool. And another thing that I need to do is I want to have a bit of an outline on these ones here, so I'm going to select that and select that. I'm going to go to the stroke tool, and in the stroke tool we're going to give it a bit of a width. So that's about the size of width I want that with that there. Okay, so now we've got this in there, we can start putting some designs in there. So let's go to this one here. I'll go to the ellipse tool, and I want to put in that there. The width is too large. Let's change that, bring that down a bit. Get the move tool, move that second one over here. And then get another one, do Command J, copy that. This one over here. Command J again. Now you see what's happening is that these ones are all on top of the S and they're going to show on the outside of it. So let's just put that over there, and then that one over there. Now the thing to do with those is go to your layers panel and select all of them. Group them if you want to. Let's group them. So let's do Command and G to group them. And I'm going to put those inside of this curve here. So I'm going to get that, and I'll put them inside that curve. So I know where they are then. I know that they're going to be inside that one there. And so if I do decide that I'm going to move this curve, it brings the little round things that I put in there already with it as well. Now then, let's start go back into our design again, and we can start putting things into this orange part down here. And then I want to have some shapes in there. And because I'm using the Apple Pencil, I can do this quite organically like this. Don't need to worry about filling the shapes in if I don't want to have the shapes filled in. Let's go back to our select tool again. and I need to change this, move it around a little bit, and I can put colour into that if I want to. So there you go. Let's put some colours into each of these here. In fact, the easiest way to do this is to go to your layers tool again. So let's make sure I've got all of them selected out. I'm swiping from the left to the right to have them selected, and then I'm going to put the colour in there. Okay. Now what we want to do is go back to our layers tool again, and I'm going to group those. So let's put them into a group, and they've got to go inside the orange part. So let's get that there, drag it, and they're inside the orange part there now. So if I take the orange curve there and I move it, it's going to bring those yellow bits with it as well. So that is how you can have vector shapes inside another vector shape. Let's go to one where I started got a bit further with this. And so this is basically a way of putting vectors in there, because the person who wanted to do this, they thought they could only do this with a bitmap, and they wanted to have vectors in there. So now what I'll do is I'll put some extra shapes in there, and I'm going to select them in the layers panel. So like this, got those all selected. Now I've got to go all inside the purple area. So let's take that, put it inside there. And now nothing else is showing outside of the purple area. That's how you can put some vector designs into some vector shapes in Affinity Designer. Have some fun.